A pretty boy is a facially aesthetic, somewhat feminine, androgynous or neotenous version of a man who is an age or above on the decile chart. Pretty boys lack the warrior skull shape, high testosterone levels, and high human growth hormone levels required to be a Chad or Giga Chad. The term is a near synonym of the word Chad light. However, the SMV of the pretty boy has a slightly higher derivation from his facial aesthetics than the typical Chad light. Hyperfeminized pretty boys who are incels are called cute cells. Even though muscular bodies are nearly universally attractive to women, women do not care much about facial masculinity. Humans are substantially self-domesticated and therefore neogenous, meaning they retain youthful features, such that some facial neoteny is also attractive in men. Youth may also be attractive in men because smooth, homogeneous skin may be objectively aesthetical. If you want to support the channel and get your face evaluated by me with personalized lookbacks and advice, link will be down in the description. If you want to read more about topics like these, you can check out my blog at neurofacerating.com. Without further ado, let's get this video started. A pretty boy is a male who possesses the angel skull of a female, and his sex hormones appear to be in balance. His face looks beautiful and highly aesthetic, while at the same time he is masculine enough to be clearly distinguished as a male. He is usually tall, slender with almost no fat and little to no muscle, and little body or facial hair. The male model Francesco Lewinsky is the archetypical pretty boy. A study on facial masculinity and femininity have shown the masculinity of the father's face is passed on both to their sons and daughters. This may be beneficial to the male offspring, despite weak or non-existent relationships between male facial masculinity and their attractiveness as judged by women. Though it seems to be generally detrimental to the men's female offspring, as higher levels of facial masculinity in women are generally associated with lower perceived facial attractiveness. Facial masculinity and facial femininity are two separate scales. Low facial masculinity does not automatically mean high facial femininity. A person's face can be low in both facial masculinity as well as facial femininity, having an overall androgynous appearance. The facial masculinity of moms has no effects on facial masculinity of the offsprings. It is arguable to what extent facial masculinity is correlated with a man's beauty, while most research clearly shows that facial feminine women are nearly universally considered more attractive. A guy with a hypermasculine face could still be considered ugly or unattractive. Such man is known as an ogre cell. The Russian boxer Nikolai, who suffers from a congenital pituitary gland disorder, leading to excessive human growth hormone production, is a good example of this archetype. The dominance hierarchy versus the prestige hierarchy. Despite the vast majority of women fawning over him, a pretty boy can range from the near top of a male societal hierarchy to absolute rock bottom, depending on the pretty boy degree of feminization. Pretty boys are 8s on the decile scale, but generally are treated as if they are 5s by other males. They are less likely to be hypermasculine and often have weaker muscular potential. However, since they are biologically wired for prestige, they are more likely to attract female attention, due to the inability to differentiate the prestige hierarchy from the dominance hierarchy. Vast majority of blue-pilled and even some red-pilled men have absolutely no clue how high a pretty boy's SMV is. Most men are commonly blindsided when their girlfriends and wives are cheating on them with a pretty boy. Generally, pretty boys are like chameleons in male society hierarchies. They tend to blend in among men but stand out to women. One of the major benefits of such system is that the Chad cannot hurt him, lest he risks scorn and shunning from females. If a woman is cheating on her partner, it is most likely with a pretty boy. Their mating strategy. Some blackpill theorists suggest pretty boys are alpha-beta males, in that they spread their genes through a short-term mating strategy like Chad does, but reproduce a large number of sexy daughters instead of sexy sons. Correlations between digit ratio, symbolic of testosterone exposure, gender dysphoria, homosexuality risks, IQ, socioeconomic status, and facial feminization has been made, suggesting that pretty boys are less likely to be biologically reject, but as a counterforce against the alpha propensity towards pedophilia and aggression. This explains why G-Maxine works well for the pretty boys, as they are selectively preferable to ugly cells who are most likely to be biologically overmasculine. But what do you guys think about all of this? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. That's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A like and subscribe will be highly appreciated, and like usual, catch you guys in the next one.